In this video, we are going to learn about the distributive law. Now, if we have three real numbers, a, b, and c, then according to the distributive law, which we also call the distributive property, we have a times b plus c is equal to ab plus ac, and b plus c times a is equal to BA plus CA. This is the distributive law. Now we call this the distributive law because we can see that the factor A is distributed to each term in the parentheses. And the second one as well, we have B and C in the parentheses, and the factor A is distributed to both of these terms. This is why we call this the distributive law. Now, note that on the left-hand side, we have a product. Over here as well, we have a product. And on the right-hand side, we have a sum. Over here as well, we have a sum. So we can see that we can use the distributive law to clear the parentheses and rewrite a product as a sum. Now, let us consider an example. Let us consider 2 times 3 plus 4. Now, using the distributive law, we need to distribute the factor 2 to the terms in the parentheses. That will be 3 and 4. So, using the distributive law, we will get 2 times 3 plus 2 times 4. So we can see that the factor 2 has been distributed to the terms in the parentheses. That will be 3 and 4. We can also use the distributive law in this form. Let us consider 3 plus 4 times 2. Then we will have 3 times 2 plus 4 times 2. Once again, we can see that the factor 2 has been distributed to the terms in the parentheses. The first term is 3 and the second term is 4. So this is an example showing the use of the distributive law. Now let us have a look at why the distributive law works. Let us consider this equation over here. Now on the left-hand side, we have 2 times 3 plus 4. So that will be 2 times 7. Now 2 times 7 can be represented as 2 rows of 7. So let us consider that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and another row of these 7 dots. So we have a total of 2 rows of 7 dots. So on this side, we have 7 dots. So that represents 3 plus 4. Now, note that we can split this into 2 parts. So let's split it down like this. Then, over here, we have 3 columns. And in the next part, we have a total of 4 columns. So here we can see that we have 2 rows of 3 dots. And this represents 2 times 3. Over here we have 2 rows of 4 dots. And that represents 2 times 4. And the whole thing is 2 rows of 3 plus 4 dots. And that represents 2 times 3 plus 4. So we can see that 2 rows of 3 plus 4 dots is the same thing as 2 rows of 3 dots plus 2 rows of 4 dots. So 2 times 3 plus 4 is equal to 2 times 3 plus 2 times 4, and so we can see why the distributive law works. We can similarly prove this second form over here. That is 3 plus 4 times 2 is equal to 3 times 2 plus 4 times 2. Now we can also use the distributive law for subtraction. If we do that, we have A times B minus C is equal to AB minus AC. Also, B minus C times A is equal to BA minus CA. Let us consider an example. If we have 4 times 5 minus 2, then using the distributive law, we will have 4 times 5 minus 4 times 2. Also, if we have 5 minus 2 times 4, then this is equal to 5 times 4 minus 2 times 4. Here we can see that the value of A is equal to 4. And the value of B is equal to 5. Also, the value of C is equal to 2. So this is how we can use the distributive law for subtraction. We can also extend the distributive law to more than 2 numbers. If we do that, we have A times B plus C plus D and so on is equal to AB plus AC plus AD and so on. We also have B plus C plus D and so on times A is equal to BA plus CA plus DA and so on. Now, let us consider a few practice problems. Now, in the first one, we have 3 times 7 plus 10. Let us use the distributive law to distribute the factor 3. So we have 3 times 7 plus 3 times 10. Now, let us check whether these two are actually equal. So on the left-hand side, we have 3 times 7 plus 10. So that's 17. And 3 times 17 is equal to 51. And on the right-hand side, we have 3 times 7, which is 21, plus 3 times 10, which is 30. And 21 plus 30 is equal to 51. So we can see that we get the same thing on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, and so we can see that the distributive law does indeed work. Let us consider the next one. We need to distribute the factor 4 to the terms inside the parentheses. So we have 4 times x plus 4 times 5. Now 4 times x is simply 4x, and 4 times 5 is 20. So we have 4x plus 20. Let us consider the next one. We have 6 times y minus t. Now we need to distribute the factor 6 to the terms inside the parentheses. So we have 6 times y minus 6 times t. Here we have minus because there's a minus sign over here. So 6 times y, we can just write that as 6y, and 6 times t is 6t. So we end up with 6y minus 6t. Let us consider the next one. We have negative 2 times 7 plus 5 plus 6. Now we need to distribute the factor negative 2 to the terms inside the parentheses using the distributive law. So we have negative 2 times 7 plus negative 2 times 5 plus negative 2 times 6. So we can see that we have distributed the factor negative 2 to each of the terms in the parentheses. Now let's have a look and see whether both sides are equal. So on the left-hand side, we have negative 2 times 7 plus 5 plus 6. And 7 plus 5 plus 6 is equal to 18. So negative 2 times 18 is negative 36. And on the right-hand side, we have negative 2 times 7, that's negative 14, plus negative 2 times 5, that's negative 10, plus negative 2 times 6, that's negative 12. And if we calculate this, we will have negative 36. So we can see that we have the same answer on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. So we can see that the distributive law works. Let us have a look at the last one. We have 8 times 3p minus 2q plus r. We need to use the distributive law to distribute the factor 8 to each of the terms in the parentheses. So we have 8 times 3p minus 8 times 2q plus 8 times r. Now 8 times 3 is 24, so we have 24p. Then we have a minus sign, and 8 times 2 is 16, so we have negative 16q. And then we have 8 times r, which is simply 8r. So the answer is 24p minus 16q plus 8r. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. See you next time.